Alright, hello guys. So here I got this Star-Aire 16-inch desk fan, model Y3151SP. This one was manufactured in 1983. So it's a so it might be around nearly, or might already be 40 years old at this point, which is quite a stretch. So this was found outside a hygiene facility center nearby my house. And I'm not sure where this was, but it was just found in the back area where all those dumpster compartments are located in, and where pretty much all those medical stuff is thrown out. And I just thought I grabbed it because why not? I was just going to see what the problem is with this fan. So it did work. It was just needed a little bit of oiling, that's it. And it needed a bit of cleaning, but it was actually nice. It looks nice. It's pretty much a combination of the Panasonic and Sanyo fans with fan head of I guess I would say Kuo Horn, Tatong, Hung H Sing. Not sure exactly who made this fan exactly, but it's quite a generic brand. It's pretty much made for lower cost, cheaper alternative, because it is cheap for its time, but compared to now, it's actually very well built. It's kind of more like a early 90s Lasco desk fan, but the pitch of the blade is not much. So let's take a quick close look right here. Star-Aire. The badge is pretty much preserved for the past 4 decades. There's the switch plate, and two of these switches have obviously been yellowed out, and it's nearly the entire body. And oddly enough, it also came with this blade nut, which also yellowed somehow. The blades, they were deteriorating, but I sanded down the deterioration layers, and it was not much, but I would sand it down until it was smooth, and then buff it until it was nice and shiny. Look how it turned out. Turned out looking brand new. The color has been refined. And also this motor cover was also deteriorating. But it's only the sides. There's not much of a layer. It's very thin, but it kind of affected this back area, which has a crack now. But it doesn't affect anything out of anything conditionally. It did have the name of the person who I guess bought the fan 4 decades ago. It was written on the sides of the base and pretty much on the motor cover. Let me see if I can find that name here. Yeah, it was around here, but I guess I buffed it already, so I'm not able to see it. This screw set this thing is actually a bumper feet from another fan. So this did not came with an oscillation mechanism, an oscillator knob. So I had to use that, and it actually works fine, as you can see. Now, interestingly enough, this entire thing is actually made of metal. The entire oscillation gearbox, even down to the part where the oscillator gear actually drives the thing to move. Unlike this one, which is entirely made of plastic construction. And I'm surprised, this thing is very smooth oscillation. Doesn't jerk or anything. Neck bracket, this one came from that mid-90s Lasco commercial desk fan. And it was kind of breaking apart, so I'm gonna have to be careful. And it's very different in color too. That other fan was very yellow, pretty much orange. to the point, and it was pretty brittle, so I just got rid of it. Replaced that guard nut because the original was deteriorating. And also, it's not much pitch to the blade. Right, a flat first time, unlike something like this, which has much more steeper pitch to the blades. I did a test with I did a comparison, and it was pretty much rigged because this fan pretty much beat that Star-Aire, and I bet that one would do the same thing. But anyways, back onto this fan. You could actually tilt it all the way back. So let me see if I can show you real quick. So just adjust this knob and it becomes a wall fan, as you can see right here. So let me tilt this back down. Oops. Yeah, very wide tilting angle. I would say that's a 110 degree. I accidentally broke the handle off because I tried to pull it back a bit more, but it broke. But anyways, it's in very good condition, and I'm impressed on how many years this thing survived. These things are really good. Not powerful like a Lasco or a Panasonic, but it's very good. So, and this thing has very good bearings. So let's start on speed 1 and see how long it takes for this thing to start up. The blade seems to be kind of out of balance. Starts off very quietly. That's a very nice low speed. I would say it's blowing a decent breeze right here. This is actually very decent, but airflow wise it's pretty much like a 12-inch fan on low speed. But it is silent after. It's a knockoff fan, so I don't expect much airflow from this. Here is medium. Has a very wide increase between speeds, and that is very good. You don't see this on fans like on modern fans anymore. The airflow is still not that strong, but it is moving some air around the room. And I can barely hear that much noise from this fan. Which tells you that this fan, while not being of very high quality, is very, very decent for its time period. And now here's high. So I'm guessing this thing has not, the bearings are cold, so I could guess this is pretty much a cold start. It's making that choppy sound, probably because like one of the blades are kind of out of whack and they're very warped. I have no idea what was the placement of the fan alone. I would guess a window, but then the amount of deterioration now this thing would have to suffer from the sitting in front of the window where the sun hits directly might have to be more severe. So I kind of doubt that this was in the front of a window, but oh well. I guess it comes with time. That is very quiet. It's not very loud. I could pretty much talk over this, have a conversation while this thing's running, and it barely interrupts anything. And just look at how much is glistening with that light. Makes it look more elegant. It's pretty crazy on how somebody would just throw this away. Crazy enough, I don't see anything wrong with the windings either. And finally, back to low power. Very smooth operation. Now to disengage the oscillations. It's kind of stiff, but really like how it sounds at high speed. It reminds me of a high velocity fan, pretty much. But anyway, let's turn it off. That was a very long spin down. I think these bearings are sleeve bearings that it has. They're not ball bearings. That's quite some time for the coasting. But anyways, there's the fan, the 1983 Star-Aire 16-inch desk fan. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment down below, and stay tuned for more videos, and thank you for watching.